Yes, on the bright side, looking back over the history of the teen center, um, they were sort of nomads for many years until I think it was 2003 when we opened the Civic Center. Um, it it really is a shame. You know, talented employees, but one of the and losing them. But one of the bright side was that one of the original ideas for the teen center was to be incorporated with the YMCA. And you have to recall it wasn't until 2000 that the YMCA expanded to the beautiful facilities they have today and now can accommodate something like the teen center. So it's sort of coming full circle, and it is a shame to have. And hopefully they'll be able to find some use for the Mr. Callis, Mr. Bias, and who are very talented individuals. So, anyone else? Ms. Sugimoto?
Yeah, I just would like to add that with the improved facility and expanded programming, I think we need to put some effort into publicizing the program, and hopefully more teens will participate in this program in the future.
Very good. Anyone else? Dr. Esposito?
Yes, these are tough decisions that we face now that we go through a difficult times through the budget. But we keep the total taxpayer and citizen in mind when we do all these decisions. And it's very, very tough to do that. But I think there's going to be a lot of benefits to the move over to the YMCA, which has an already established teen program in the Madison community. It has dedicated space for the teens and for homework, be active, to do things. It is an centralized location, and they do have a full-time director that's dedicated to the teens, and I think it's a worthwhile thing to do. We're getting more for less, keeping our taxpayers in mind. Thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing none,
If I may, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was a little slow on the trigger. As the only council person that has two children, not quite teenagers, but approaching teenagers years, I was quite concerned with this also. I feel really confident that the move over to the Y upgrades the facility, and I echo some of the other comments by council members. I think we need to really, in the retail way, advertise it, and also it's part of the shared services that we have to go to, and this is the first step, and we're going to see more steps as we go through the process over the next, few weeks, few months. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, would the clerk please call the roll?
Ms. Bailey? Yes. Mr. Conlon?
Abstain.
Mrs. Tsukamoto? Yes. Dr. Esposito?
Yes.
Mr. Cerciello?
Yes.
Mr. Lynch?
Yes.
I move Resolution 68 and 69, 2010.
Second.
Is there any council discussion? Come on, the tonnage report.
Heavy subject.
Woo. Seeing none, the clerk please call the roll.
Ms. Bailey? Yes. Mr. Conley?
Yes.
Mrs. Tsukamoto?
Yes.
Dr. Esposito?
Yes.
Mr. Cerciello?
Yes.
Mr. Lynx?
Yes.
At this time, I'll open the meeting for anyone wishing to be heard on any topic. Is there anyone wishes to be heard? Please step to the lectern, print your name and address. And does anyone have any thoughts this evening? Seeing none, there's no unfinished business. May I have the voucher totals? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, well, unfinished business, you're right.
Unfinished business,
Thank you.
yeah.
Unfinished business, Bob. Come on up.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening,
You're
Bob.
right. Thank you. Should hit me.
Sure. In terms of the Woodland Road informal public hearing that was held earlier this evening at 6 o'clock, we had sent out a public notice. It was advertised in the paper. Residents fronting on Woodland Road and Sampson Avenue in the direct location of these proposals were notified in the mail of the informal public hearing. Eric Keller from Almond Engineering was here to present some design details from design perspective. Frank Russo was here taking detailed notes. There was an attendance of 40 local residents, in which some were actually directly fronting the project and some were in the community directly surrounding the project. Everyone had come out and gave us a fair amount of input with regards to the design proposal and what they thought was the best option for the road reconstruction and the sidewalk and walkway construction associated with both Sampson Avenue and Woodland Road. I thought towards the end of the meeting that there was a balance. It was better to hear a balance of responses with regards to those who were proponents for the addition of walkways outside of the paved surface of the road versus those who were opposed to that proposal. And overall, I thought it was a more balanced hearing than the one that we had in October in terms of public perspective. Let me think what, in terms of consensus, I would not say that anyone walked away with a real consensus on what to do with the walkways. I did not get a whole lot of resistance from anyone affiliated or associated with the Sampson Avenue project. Most were happy to hear that their asphalt walks were being upgraded to concrete, and any asphalt curbs were going to be upgraded to granite block, and that traffic calming improvements would be included in the Sampson Avenue Safe Routes to Schools project. We had similar comments. Everyone wanted to see traffic calming put on Woodland Road. Everyone was concerned about enforcement and speed control. And there was a split decision with regards to the presence of off-road walkways or reestablishing existing walkways. As you can see with Almond's presentation on the wall, there's plenty of existing walkways that exist. Some are concrete, some are gravel, some are just a beaten path. But fair, in terms of end-to-end improvements between Green Ave and Barnsdale, they're about 60 or 65% of the road already has a pretty well beaten path on it, which we'd like to reestablish in a formal way. And the remaining part has pedestrian prints on it, maybe not an established path, but again, the sidewalk flips to the south side of the road from Sampson Avenue eastward, and there was a lot of disagreement as to whether that proposal should move forward with off-road walkways or whether it shouldn't. So that was my take on the meeting. I thought it was well attended. We always get a lot of good public input on these things, and hopefully we have enough right now to finalize any proposal that we have given and try to come to a set of bid documents that works for the entire borough. And so if there's any questions on that, fire away.